Hello, I'm Khadicha and this is my micro lesson. Hello guys, how are you? Are you good? Amazing. So I would like to start today's lesson with a quick picture. So guys, what are you seeing here? Huh? Yes, Josh? Exactly, they look like people from a very, very long time ago, right? Years in the past. So what do you think? Do you guys have you ever heard of the Mayan civilization? Yes? Exactly, they were the indigenous people of Mexico. Thank you, Jack. Any other ideas? Okay, so let's watch a very quick, short video from National Geographic on YouTube. And it's about the Mayan civilization. And after the video, we'll be discussing about it and reading a short informational passage about how they lived, where they lived, what they did, and their contributions. So let's see. Okay guys, that was a great video, right? Now I want to ask you, so do you have any question or is there any confusion about the video or anything you want to ask? You are free to do that anytime. Okay, so the Mayans were the indigenous people of Mexico, but what does indigenous mean? Exactly, when you're naturally originated from that place, or native, simply. So they were the indigenous people of Mexico, and they were known for their astronomy, for their calendar systems, for their palaces, temples, architecture, hieroglyphic writing, and so much more. Now, we will read a small informational passage together called How the Mayans Lived by readworks.org, and it's right here. So, but before that, let's see how many of these words we know and how many words will we learn right now. So let's get started. Hey guys, our first word is symbol. So what does symbol mean? I think many of us know this, right? Exactly, it's like a mark or a sign, basically. And right there we can see arrows, they're symbols, or, oh, here's an example. That symbol looks like your mailbox, right? Right there. So it's basically just a mark or a sign. Now here comes our second word. Da-da-ding. So guys, any idea? What does this word mean, fortune? Okay, so fortune is basically some sort of luck or chance that affects human affairs. Now what do I mean by that? Right there you can see a game, right? Let's say you win a lottery or some sort of a game like the one on the picture right there. So by luck or by chance, it's good fortune. So we can say that is an example of a good fortune. So do we understand? Any question? Okay, we will see an example in the text too. Our third word is ceremony. Okay, so I think we can guess from the picture, right? A ceremony is basically a celebration of a particular event. So here we have an example of a graduation ceremony. See the boy, he's happy. Okay, so do we have any problem? It can also be a religious one, by the way, or a formal one. Okay, our fourth word is pottery. Yeah, I think we can see from the picture. Pottery is like, it's art actually, and it's basically, making dishes and all these plates, maybe a vase out of fired clay. Just as you can see right there. Okay, so our fifth word here is strap. Now be careful. This word has a noun, this word can be a noun and it can be a verb too. So first of all, how is this a noun? A strap is basically like a strip of a material, a flexible material, used to hold on to something. For example, like a belt right there, right? And do not worry, because the verb is very similar to the noun. They're actually linked together. So the verb of strap, it basically means to fasten. So, when your parents always go like, oh, fasten your seatbelt and stuff. Let's have another example. So, I have to strap that enormous bag to the back of my car. It basically means to fasten, right? Okay, any confusion confusion? Good. Okay, now we have our last word, and it is hut. I think, as you can see, hut is like a very, very small house. I would rather call it a shelter, and it's like the one you can see right there in the picture. And that is a hut. It's a noun. So, do we have any question? Any confusion? You're always free to ask. Okie dokie, so let's get into the text. And by the way, guys, in case you want to recall any of the words or you forgot them, don't worry, they're always on the board. Okay, guys, so we had a great time reading the text together, but now it's time to summarize. So, this is what we'll do right now. I will ask us to sit in a circle. Come on, guys, gather up. And now we have Emily sitting next to me, and she will start summarizing the text. She has to use at least one vocabulary word from here. And then we'll move on to Josh. He will summarize not the beginning, but where Emily has stopped, and continue on like a circle until it reaches me. Let's do it. And guys, finally for practice, I have a worksheet for you, and the worksheet has some questions. Now you will be required to write a few answers, and some are multiple choice, but it's very easy and quick to finish. Let's see at least 2 questions together. What did most Maya people do to make a living? I want us to think about this very carefully. You can always refer back to the text. Great, they farmed. They did not steal. They did not trade that much. It doesn't mention. We have no evidence of that. And so they were farmers, right? Now, what does this text mainly describe? This is a very general question. Exactly, it describes how they lived, where they lived, what they did what they did every day, their traditions and stuff, right? Great, now I would like you to try to solve the others on your own, since this is an individual practice worksheet. And then I will ask you to write your own informational passage. Please, guys, do not worry. This is not an essay. This is not an informational essay. It is just a passage like the one we read right now. And you know what's the cool part? You can write about absolutely anything you want, but it has to be informational. Going from historical events to scientific ones, or absolutely anything you want, but make it informational. You can also use MindMap, a great brainstorming software. Remember, we used it all the time to organize your ideas and keep it in its place. And so guys, you can start writing, and you can access all these websites that you want to read about your topic. Let's say you're writing about the pyramids, you can always read and read and read. I'm sure it's going to go great. So, let's see.